Hello, lovely. It is Heather from Creative Sage. It is day 13 of our Enchanted Sparks Oracle card pull. Day 13. Oh my goodness. I'm so thrilled to be sharing this space with you today. I have something super fun planned for us. I'm super happy that you're here. I'm so very, very grateful. But I am going to do my very best to try to shorten the length of time I'm having you spend with me on these videos. I originally intended to just do like a 5 or 6 minute video, and then me being the sort of girl who never seems to have a shortage of words and things that I just can't wait to share with you. These videos go on and on, right? So today I'm going to do my best to shorten it and give you your freedom for the afternoon back. But in the meantime, I have you all to myself, and I hope that your day has gotten off to a tremendous start. I have gone ahead and lit a charcoal disc for us. Going to do a little bit of smudging with some white sage. The idea for this is really just to clear out any sort of stagnant energy that might be left behind. Certainly, as people are coming and going throughout your day and thoughts are coming and going throughout your life, sometimes energy sticks. So the idea of the white sage is just to call your attention, number one, to present tense, so that if you're showing up with me here today, you are comfortable in your seat. And as we are burning this sage, if you would just imagine that all of the heavy things on your heart, the lingering energy, the stuck sort of spaces, imagine that smoke just taking them away and clearing everything out for you so that you have a nice clean slate to fill this energetic container with whatever feels right for you. So we say thank you for the blessing of the smoke and the fact that it is emptying this container for us. And then I added a little bit of a very special Enchanted Sparks blend that I created just for this occasion, for the Enchanted Sparks, to call in a little bit of sunshine and calm and gratitude. So we empty the container, and then we, with very solid intention, seek to fill the container with whatever our intention for the day is. So there you have it, a little bit of smudging. I hope that you felt that and got to enjoy a couple of moments of just being still for whatever needed to show up for you. So now that we've done that, I wanted to talk a little bit about intention before we dive into these cards. So, you know, part of the reason that I think the Enchanted Sparks showed up for me the way they did was it was sort of at a time when I wasn't sure like what was going to be on the horizon for Creative Sage. I was at an in-between space and I needed some clarity and I needed some grounding. And for whatever reason, writing in my journal was really only sort of amplifying the chaos. Every time I sat down to write, more chaos seemed to show up and it became more confusing and I couldn't get settled. So the morning that I started hearing this little whisper about collecting words, and I started to understand that this was just the most subtle and beautiful invitation for really connecting back to my highest self and opening up this space for a little bit of quiet. It also reminded me of what's possible. And, you know, I think sometimes we come to this sort of heart work and soul excavation type work, and we want so much to believe in it, but there's a lot of room for faith to sort of dissipate when the human part of your day sort of gets in the way of everything. So what I love to do as far as setting intention goes and really getting myself present is find small ways to call a little faith and magic into my life. And sometimes that is as simple as a little bit of fire and a wish that we decide it is a blessing to be released. So, one of my favorite tools for that, I'm going to move this out of the way so you can see better. One of my favorite tools for wish making and prayer making and blessings is the simplest little kitchen staple. It is a bay leaf. So we talked a lot yesterday about everything in in life and in nature being sacred, all created from the same holy breath and the same God space, if you will. So of course, I work with plant medicine and lots of different herbals and woods and things like that because I definitely believe that this is true, that everything is created with its own energetic signature, just like you and I. So it has long been held that by writing your wish or a prayer or a blessing on a bay leaf, and then releasing it into the fire, will give it the energy that it needs to come back to you. And if it is meant for you, then your prayer will be answered. Your wish will be fulfilled. But we have to know going into this that if it's not in your best interest and if it isn't truly meant for you, then there's a good chance that it may come back to you in a very different way. This is another opportunity to call upon faith. And I love the idea of sitting down on a Sunday night or on a new moon when we're setting intentions and just taking something as simple as a Sharpie and writing a wish on it, writing a prayer, writing a blessing that you would love to just release out into the ether and have it go up and out and do its thing and come back to you answered in the way that it is intended to be answered. I also love to do one blessing for myself, one prayer for myself, and then I also, on the other side of it, like to do a blessing or a prayer for the collective. So for today, it feels like there's a lot of fear and anxiety and a lot of chaos spinning around in the ether right now. So I was hoping to send a prayer out to all forms of humanity that we may release our fear, take a very deep breath, and inhale a whole bunch of faith. And just live from a faith-based place where we know that it's going to be so much better than we can imagine. We trip on the fear and we miss the good stuff. So my prayer for today for you is to stay in faith. And for me, because I have 965 things going on right now, I'm trying to call in a little bit of calm. So that being said, once you know what your prayer is, I love to have a dish or a cup with a little bit of dirt or sand in it. And then I also love to sprinkle some roses in there. Those are dried rose petals. The reason for that is very simple. I believe that roses represent unconditional love. So I always think that I like to believe that if we start and begin everything from a place of faith and unconditional love, then anything is possible. So what we do is we take that bay leaf, set it on fire. Sometimes you have to do it a couple of times. I drop it in my dish and just sort of let it do its thing. And as the smoke is going up and out, I imagine my prayers and my wishes and my blessings being carried out into the ether. Sometimes they will be caught by another individual who can help to answer my prayer. And sometimes they just go up out into the smoke, do their thing, and I release them with the expectation that if they are for me, then they are already on their way back to me. So there you have it. If it doesn't burn all the way, you can always relight it. I also wanted to add that one beautiful practice is after you have burned your bay leaf and you've sort of mixed everything around a little bit, This can be sprinkled outside in an area of your yard that is sort of like a sacred garden area, just a place where you will sprinkle all of your best intentions and imagine that it becomes fertilizer for whatever will be growing there next. So there you have it, a simple bay leaf with the power to do so much, right? We just can't even begin to imagine. So that being said, let's go ahead and get into these sparks for the day and see what the Enchanted Sparks would have for us this afternoon. I don't know where you are, but we're expecting 6 to 12 inches of snow today. So I am planning on being very cozy indoors. And if you are out and about, I hope that you get home safe so that you can enjoy a nice cozy afternoon watching the beautiful snowfall. In the meantime, our Enchanted Sparks, let's call our energy back to present and get our fingers and your intention into the realm of the Enchanted Sparks and whatever might be showing up for us today. I love to tell my clients that if you are working with your own oracle cards or even in a place of meditation and prayer, if you remember to keep your palms up, either on the table or in your lap, this is a place of receptivity so that you might receive what is working its way towards you. So if it feels right, palms up, and then we ask the same question of the Enchanted Sparks every day. What would you have me know today? And as usual, I spent a little time with the sparks before clicking on to start taping. And so I have been asking the same question. What would you have me know today? And then we go ahead, do a little bit of little kiddish, moving the cards around and shuffling. Same question as we allow our fingertips to move over the cards. What would you have me know today? And then when it feels right, just a few more little turns. You know, when you're working with oracle cards in general, there's no right or wrong way to do this. If you just allow yourself to get into your body and be present, you'll know exactly when to stop and when the card that is meant for you has shown itself. And I just saw it. Dun, 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 dun. Fate. Okay, so as I turn this card over, and you see this Enchanted Spark show up, I hope that you have your journal ready and your magic wand, pen or pencil in hand. Please take a moment if it feels right for you and write down the first thing or first three things that popped into your head as you saw the word fate show up on this Enchanted Sparks card of the day. I'll give you a minute to do that. Take a deep breath and just allow the thoughts to flow. Don't give them too much premeditation. Don't try to control what's showing up for you. Just allow the words to spill out onto the page. So I look at the word fate and I think this, if we are speaking about faith, this is a big one as far as it relates to fate, right? Because I believe the two of them essentially go hand in hand. Sometimes I hear people speak about the fact that if it's meant to be, or if it's their fate, or if it's supposed to happen. And I don't know. I sort of feel like when we speak about fate, yes, I believe that things are divinely ordained and that the map has sort of been laid out for us. But I also believe that God created each and every one of us with free will. So even in a sense of you could be, let's say you have a family business and you were told from a very young age that when the time is right, you're going to take over the business and it's going to become yours. It's written in the stars, they said, you're meant to take over this business. But you know something different. You know something more is out there for yourself. And you don't put up too much of a struggle because you've already been told that things are exactly as they were supposed to be. You don't really have a choice in this. And then one day out of the blue, someone shows up and wants to buy the business. And suddenly you are free to do whatever it is you would like to do with the rest of your life. Now, that was available to you from the day you were born, but as the fates would have you were told what you were supposed to be. God, on the outside of this, on the bigger picture, there was a much more expansive opportunity happening. And so if we give it over to faith, sometimes our faith informs our fate. You knew that there was something more for you, so you just sort of showed up, did what you were supposed to do, and allowed the combination of fate and faith to sort of work its magic, and the rest is history. So I wonder where you stand on fate. Do you think that things are preordained? Do you believe that regardless of what you do, your destiny has already been carved out for you? Or do you think that free will exists? Do you think that maybe there is a very loose plan in place and there is an outcome, an intended outcome, but everything in the middle of in between today and what that outcome is ultimately is up to you, depending on the choices that you make? I wonder what your thoughts are on this. And I wonder what would sort of show up for you if you thought a little bit about the relationship between fate and faith and how it's worked out for you in your life. How have you been cultivating fate and faith? Try saying that 5 times fast. And just allowing things to move freely as they are supposed to. So lots to think about today. Fate, no small thing, tiny word, big idea and big concept. So at some point, I would love to hear from you. What showed up for you today when we turned over this beautiful spark for the day? Feel free to post it in the comments below. And I might also mention, don't forget to click subscribe so that you do not miss our Enchanted Spark of the Day. I think we have like 9 days left of this 30-day card pull. So thank you so much for being here. I hope that you enjoyed Fate today, and we will see where the rest of the day carries you. And I will look forward to seeing you here tomorrow for day 14 of our Enchanted Sparks card pull. Wishing you bright blessings and safe travels, my loves. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.